So Alice, let me know if I'm live yet. I think I am, but I'm not sure.
You're live.
I am. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to day 3 of our 5-day challenge here. We are so excited to really dive deep into a topic that is near and dear to me. I would even say that it's my baby. And we're going to be talking about favorable timing. So if you could let me know where you're tuning in from today, just let me know the state or the country that you're tuning into. And also, if you have already purchased the book, because I realize not everybody that's online has purchased the book yet, because I want to make sure that I'm covering things that you would understand as well. And then we're going to get started. So the other thing that I would like to do is I'd like to introduce Alice, who is kind of behind the scenes with me. She's supporting me. She is my executive assistant, and she's been with me for thick and thin for so many years, and I'm just so honored to have her on today as well. And if you don't know me, I'm Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master and astrologer, and I am, let's see if I can get me, oh, that's the wrong view. Let's see. Which view do I want here? I don't know. Got the wrong view here. Let me just get this. I think I want speaker view, but I don't know why, Alice, you are, well, maybe it's because I'm sharing the whole screen here or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so we are going to start the presentation. And like I said, we're talking about favorable timing today. So just so you know, what we're going to be doing today is a couple of things. I'm going to walk you through a little bit what the time blazer is and why you should even be interested in favorable timing. And all of the information that we're going to be talking about is relevant to the 2021 Metal Ops, the book Success Secrets, that today we went live on Amazon. So I want to thank you with all of my heart for those of you who have already purchased the Kindle version. And the soft cover is coming soon, but right now we are in Kindle version. And so we are we are in a #1 spot, and I'll show you that in just a second. But there's always a starting point when we're working with
Kathleen, you muted yourself.
Okay, I'm back. All right. So what I want to talk to you about is first the bonuses that if you bought the book, you are entitled to these bonuses as well. So first of all, we are going to be having a private webinar, and I think we said that was going to be on the 13th, and it's going to be around 5 or 6 o'clock. We'll get that information for you tomorrow for sure. And so, but you have to have purchased the book to do the private webinar, and that's where we're going to be able to answer a lot more of the questions and things like that. So the next bonus you have, even if you've had access to the Time Blazer before, we're going to give you a 30-day personalized version, and I'm going to walk you through it today so you can see how amazing this system is and how it can help you make some business decisions. There's also a bonus for attending my live stream event. That's January 16th and 17th. And so if you went to get the ticket now, you would have to pay a little bit more money. So we've got a coupon code for a little bit of a discount there. And then there's also a universal gateway meditation. There is in your bonus packet that will be coming, there is a meditation there, but we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. And then there's also another bonus where I did a 10-minute feng shui your space, but this one really it kind of goes beyond the 2021. So you may want to watch that sooner than later. And I have a secret bonus that we're just doing the final touches on it, and I'm going to keep it a secret, but you have to come on day 5 for that to get access to that. Okay. All right, so like I said, we're going to be talking about the Time Blazer today. So the Time Blazer system has been around literally for centuries, and it was always used for making strategic decisions, taking the right action at the right time every single time. And again, with the time blazer, just like your astrology, obviously you need to run the chart, but Feng Shui is personalized to your space, and so is this favorable timing calendar. So I'm really excited about telling you how to do that. But if you haven't gotten the time blazer yet, we're going to give you a link to that today. But for right now, you may want to just grab freebusinessastrology.com. So what I want to let you know about the astrology chart is that this was a question that came through to me just last night or early today, that they wanted to know about other parts of this chart. So during this 5-day challenge, we don't have enough time to go into all of the intricacies of this chart. And some of it, quite frankly, is going to be about your a more of a personal session with me. So in that respect, specifically what was asked was the variations of the yin and yang. So let me explain at least this piece, and then I'm going to get into the time blazer because it will actually dovetail into that. Okay. First of all, I want you to notice this dial that is right below your natal chart, your year, month, day, and hour. I already spoke about that pretty extensively yesterday. So if you missed that, go back and listen to yesterday's video. And then right below is a dial or a ring, if you will, that yours is going to be uniquely different than what you are seeing on the screen, obviously, right? Because it is your 5 structures, which is a compilation of the yin and yang of all the 5 elements in your chart. Now, you may not have all of the 5 elements in your natal chart. That was your destiny, to be born with whatever you were born with. And as I stated yesterday, everybody has good possibilities. It's just knowing and understanding your chart and how to bring out its jewels, if you will, how to bring out your hidden talents. So I want you to take note of this in the respect in what your wealth element will be. It may not be water, it could be one of the other 5 elements. And then what your power is, what your resources are, what your allies, your companions are, and then what you produce. In other words, it's like your creations. So the thing that I want for you guys to take a breath right now, in the respect, if you are one of those people that has either not an element depicted in your chart, and especially the thing that people freak out most about is, oh my gosh, I don't have any wealth. Well, I really need you to understand that there's more than one way to get wealth. It just may be a little bit more difficult in the respect you don't have the universal support, because I've seen people who have this ring 100% full, but they're not really tapping into their chart and they can't even tap into their own wealth. So with that said, just know that we are going to be relying on what you create to make money. We're going to rely on your networks to make money. We're going to rely on your clients' resources, people to help you to make money. And then your power is really having the influence over others. So seriously, you may not have, even look on this sample chart right here. This person just has a little smidgen of wealth, but that doesn't mean that she's going to be poor or super prosperous. It really depends on what you do with your own chart. Does that make sense? Okay, number 2, this is now the yin and yang of your chart. And again, I don't really have time because I really want to get into the time blazer instead. But basically, it's telling you the yin and yang of what certain aspects are of your chart. For example, let's just do wealth because that's the one that people get most excited about, I should say. Is that, entrepreneurship, this person has 25% and 0% in wealth generator. But really what this means is she's better off being an entrepreneur than working for someone else. So there's a lot of depth that we can go into, but this was a question that I just wanted to respond to this person that asked a question. So thank you for that question. And it's questions like these that we'll cover a little bit more in the private webinar. But truthfully, the 10 archetypes is really more of a private session. So right now, one day I'll come up with a true astrology chart. But like I said, we're going to cover all of this over the course of a year. Okay, so do take note of these 5 structures because we're gonna talk about this during the time blazer demonstration piece. And then I want you to also take note of these activators. So this is below there's a row that's called destiny cycle, and there's a box that's called activators. Now these activators are pretty important because let me just explain quickly what they are, because we're going to find these in the time blazer for you. And we're going to just use it as a demonstration, and then you'll go on your own to find your particular needs, right? Okay, so mentors means that you are either looking for a mentor and or you become the mentor of someone else. So there's a couple of ways that we can look at this. One, we can look at, do you even have any of those animals in your own natal chart? And if you do, you actually are someone that can almost help yourself, but we always need help to level up again, right? So if you don't have that, look for other people that have those animals in the chart. You can always run your astrology charts through my software for free, so take advantage of that, and try to find the people that can help you. The other way, we're gonna show you how to find those in the time blazer in just a second. I'm just pointing those out for the moment. Then you can also find them in the Feng Shui dial. Remember yesterday I showed you the Feng Shui blank dial? Again, if you missed that, just check it out, what I talked about yesterday, and then find these specific directions. Like for example, the rat is going to be 352.5 to 7.5 degrees north. So those are the degrees that if you actually go and put your body in that area, it's specific for you to take on that vibration for you to get the help that you're needing. And the same goes for all the other animals. Wisdom means, for example, I use the wisdom quite a bit when I was writing this book, or when I'm writing content, for my clients, when we do my monthly masterminds and things like that. Those are a real good way to activate that energy for you. Now, a couple of years ago at one of my annual events, quite a few, not just someone, there was quite a few people that said to me, Kathleen, I love your time blazer, but I want the time blazer for my personal life, i.e. they wanted it for dating. So charisma actually is a double-edged, I'm going to say blade. So basically the charisma piece of it, one is, yes, you can use it for dating. You can use it for date nights. But if you are someone that is looking for a relationship, use a good day and time to put your profile out onto one of the dating sites, if that's where you're looking for love. And then the other thing you can do is actually schedule a luncheon or a dinner on one of the good days for you. Now, charisma is also very, very good for sales. Let's face it, when you are going to buy something, you will more readily buy from a happy, informed person that has magnetism versus an old grump that doesn't really care, doesn't even acknowledge that you walked into the store or the showroom or wherever you're purchasing. So this is where this can help you as well. Travel, although we haven't been able to do much of that lately, we are going to pick up eventually, of course, but this can also help you very much in your sales as well. So travel is traveling outside of your border. So this is for, really like stepping up your game and just going to find where these particular days to help you with your marketing and sales and things like that. Wellness, this one, I've had people on this piece alone by the Time Blazer because they wanted to find and schedule all of their health appointments during that time. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the activators and we're going to look at the 5 structures in just a second. Okay. All right. Before I go over to the software, I just want to talk about some baseline things and some personalized things because I want to show you how powerful and empowering this system can be for you. All right, number 1, on the left-hand side of the screen, we have our standard or foundation piece, and this is for everyone. So when you're looking at the Time Blazer, just know for every person, let's see, where are we at right now? We are on the 4th. So the 4th is the January 4th for everyone in the world, right? And it's also what we call an established day. That's the word that you're going to see underneath. There's 12 different types of days. And it is, yes, a little bit of a learning curve, but there's so many ways in which you can make use of this immediately. Okay, so we are officially, as of today, we are going to be, well, actually it's tomorrow, we'll be entering into the month of the ox. So we are going through the shift from the rat month into the ox month, not the year of the ox month. But I can tell you, even though it's not going to be exactly the same, I can tell you that the ox is already arriving for sure on the 5th, if it hasn't already. But what I want to make clear to you is you can kind of test drive out what January brings for you. That's kind of how the year is fundamentally going to be playing out for you because it's the ox energy. Yes, it's in the rat year, but we will wait until February 3rd for it to transition officially into the ox month. So all of the months are named by one of the 12 animals in the zodiac, and they consistently go around the zodiac just like we showed you on the compass dial. It starts with the rat, then it goes to the ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, etc., all the way around. So it is a repeatable pattern, and that's what's so amazing about this particular system is that we can predict on what's going to happen, right? Okay, so this is the baseline for everyone. And then when we go over to this side, and I'm going to go over to the software instead, but I just wanted to let you know that as you can see, there are similarities in all of this. Then we're going to start seeing some stars, and then we're going to start seeing some icons and things like that. So let me jump out of here for just a second. And let me go over to the software. Share my screen again. All right, so this actually is on on its separate website because it is so empowering and impactful. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you a link, and basically it's free30timetrial.com. Is that right, Alice? But go ahead and put that URL into the chat for everyone to have. And basically you go to the member site, you go ahead and log in. So I just want to explain just a few pieces here. For one, once you enter in your birth information, voila, here is your chart, right? Oops, that's a little wonky there. What do we want it to do? We want it to go smaller? I guess so. Well, it's not behaving real well right now on my desktop. But anyway, what we want to have you understand is, again, we have the 5 structures here, and then we have these activators here. That's what we're going to be looking at. So let's look back at these strategic dates and where it will, we'll start looking at the various different attributes of this. So first of all, as you can see, there's quite a bit of information going on here. So I'm going to undo a couple of things right here, just so it's a little bit clearer for you. So I'm going to first hit in this middle row here on the upper right. It says none. I'm going to click that, and that's going to take these icons away. So the icons are, we'll talk about those in a second, but this is a personalized calendar that has an indication of a star system. And all it's telling you to do, and this is a great time of the month to do this at the very beginning of the month, is for you to find what your best days are. Now, if you're doing a launch or something like that, what I would do is choose a green day with the highest number of stars if you can do that. So what you want to do is just kind of choose what activity you would like to do in the month of January. So let's just fabricate one. We're going to start a new project, so we'll just do that. We're going to be doing some marketing. We're going to launch a campaign. Yes, we're going to have JV partnerships helping us for sure. And then we're going to be doing some marketing. So then we want to hit select. And then those are the ones that will show up on your time blazer. So you can manipulate this to do what you want. So look how beautiful this is for this particular person. There's so many options that this person could do throughout the month of January. All right, so that is one of the things that you can do. Number two, let's just go into today. All right, so again, there's a baseline for the time blazer, and then there's going to be some personalization. So I'm going to talk about what's baseline for everyone. Again, the type of day it is, yes, and then it just brings over the type of day it is. So it's an unfavorable, established, and then it'll tell you what type of day it is. Now there's 5 different rankings, and 2 of them will be below a threshold and make it a white day. So it's an avoid and unfavorable. That means it's not the greatest. So I'm right here in the middle of a book launch, yet we still, we started things on a good day. Then there are 12 different types of days. And truthfully, an established day is establishing authority. But what you can do, and you will have access to it with the free trial, is go over to the training tab. There's a number of different, but you would go to the 12 values. There's a little video there. There's a couple of different videos that you can look at. But the glossary of terms is a very important piece that you're going to want to look at as well, because I did try to make these days as user-friendly as possible in standard business English. But if English is not your first language, or if you're the type of person, oh, I need to go a little bit deeper into it, you have the resource to do that. Okay. All right. And then you will have access once you get your 30-day trial. You'll have the strategic dates, you'll have your business astrology, the training, and then of course your account information, and the full access is if you're in the program, which we're not talking about today. Okay, so then we go to the positive and negative influences. So every day has a flow. It has an ebb and flow, just like any other of the systems in metaphysics. There is ascending and descending energy, or chi, but there's also what we have is boy, I'm just not liking the way that's showing up, and I don't know how to. Well, maybe if we do that, at least it's a little bit bigger. Maybe you can see it, because if you're on a phone, this is going to be hard for you to see. I'm not sure why it's formatting for me.
It's formatting like that because you squeezed it and made it smaller. So it needs to be in its regular 100% view.
See, I'm always on my desktop or I print it out. So how do I do that?
Can you hit Command plus?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So that's too much.
Or,
well, that's about, well, at least it's on one line. You guys can read it, I'm sure. All right. So the positive influences and the negative influences, you really have to look at both of these, because this is the prevailing energy throughout the entire day. Okay. So what, I'm stuck here. Okay, there we go. So basically what you want to do is you want to understand that these are going to have to overlay over the day. And then what is advised is either the day before or the morning that you start your day is come up with a daily goal or intention. And when you do that, you have a much higher likelihood of hitting your goals during the day. Okay. All right. Now, the next piece that is standard for everyone is the hours of the days. Now, the hours are also named by the animals, but for your convenience, we put in so you don't have to learn that. But for those of you who are into this kind of stuff, it's there. So we have the hours listed, and they come in 2-hour time slots. So throughout the day, and then we, left that a little bit bigger for your scheduling and things like that. All right. Now, the hours themselves are going to show up in 3 different versions. One is going to be, they're going to be all positive, which would be blue and a plus. There'll be mixed energy, which is green, like this green light with a plus, and this counterproductive, which is in red and a minus. This is going to show you that the energy is mixed. And then the last type is going to be that it is all negative. So really how you would use this is try to find, especially on a day like today, try to find the best time that you can go. So, we're broadcasting right now, but we started a series, and we started the series on a good time so that we could get this launched on a better time slot, right? All right, so now what makes it personal? So there were no icons that come over on this day for this person. Yours might be different, but it's a 3-star day for this person. So it's still vibrant for this person, but what you have to do now is make your choices. And on this day, 5 to 7 is going to be the best time for the day. But that doesn't mean you can't use these other time slots. What I would say though is you want to make sure that you can accept. Now I'm talking about an important activity. I'm going to stop the screen for right now because I really want you to understand that we're looking at important activities. So not every day, no one is launching something every single day, unless you've got a humongous team, maybe you are, but even big name companies and corporations, they're not launching a new phone or a new computer or a new software or whatever. They're doing it incrementally as the technology or whatever the product or service comes out. So this is for your campaigns, for your funnels, for your book launches, website launches, things like that. That is where this is going to be your biggest friend. So when you're scheduling things, and that's why I tell people to look at the month view to get started with that. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you some real interesting little, oh, I forgot the stars for the day. So in the hours as well, when you're looking at the hours, you're going to see 4 different ways they're going to show up. They're going to be like the dragon hour, which is 7 to 8:59 this morning. That there's no stars there. That means you have 0 connection with the day. If it is 1, 2, or 3, that's saying that, oh, it's actually getting much more vibrant. And I need to make this clear. You are connecting with the astrology of the hour, not necessarily the contents or the definitions of what's happening during that time. So again, this is where this can help you with your launches for sure. Okay. All right, now let's get into some fun stuff. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to this month view, and then we're gonna go into search. And when you go into search, remember those 5 structures that we talked about? And you want to find all of your wealth days or creation days or whatever the type of days that you are looking to do something with, and you hit search. And you have to wait just a second, and then it will pull up all of your particular wealth days that you have available to you. And here's one, Sunday the 24th. Oh, I like that one. So you just click on that and it'll take you right to the day, and then you can do your planning that way. So could you imagine if you had the entire year to plan out your entire year to do that? It's to me just amazing. All right, so go back to search again, and then remember the activators we talked about: the mentors, wisdom, charisma, travel, wellness. So let's say we want to make some sales. So let's go to charisma. Again, I've got this wonky on my computer, so I don't want to hold you up on me trying to figure that piece out. Again, go to charisma, and these are the days that you're going to want to go either on a date or create a date night or make some sales. But let's say you are going to use this for personal. So between, and I don't want you to think, oh my God, that's the only time I can go for a date. These are just your prime days, right? So again, you're going to want to, even if you do choose, let's say you decided to do the 7th of January, for you, you'd have to look to see when it would be good for you. Nope, there aren't really any good times there. So it would be like, I don't know if I'm going to really, make my move on that particular day, unless you want to send out a good morning email to somebody or something like that. You definitely could do that. But you could, just start filtering through, because for each person, it's going to be different, right? So that's where you're going to start looking at what would be good for any individual person. So I'm going to go back to this charisma again. Let's see if they have any better chance on Saturday, the 16th. It's a green day already, so we like that. But again, we have not so many good times for this particular person on this day. But my point is that there are a number of things that you can do within any given month. So let's find a day for mentorship here, that you're either looking for a mentor or let's go there. So let's try this one right here. There you go. This is a very good example. So between going from 7 to 8:59 a.m. or 9 to 10:59 a.m., I would definitely choose the 9 o'clock hour, because it has a star here. You could use this, it's still vibrant, but it doesn't have connection to you. So that's just saying, yeah, you can use it, but it's not. But if there was no other choice, like if I had this 11 to 3 or something like that, I think I would choose this, because it really is more vibrant. So you really have to look at it from a couple of different perspectives. All right, there's one other thing that I want to show you in the search is go to general. All right, so general, what you would do, this is where you can find all of the 12 different types of days. And this I am going to go through very quickly on what they are. So a balanced day means there's balance, you're looking for some balance. So this is very good when you're forming a partnership and you want 50-50 balance. If you do not want 50-50 balance, don't use a balance day. Closing day is closing things up. A destruction day is about really like taking things down. You're really destroying it. I've only used actually a destruction day a couple of times, and they have been for legal cases, because it is, and or demolition. Demolition, this is great to do because you get a fresh new start. Establish is establishing authority. Full is the cup is always getting full, right? So when you're using a full day is more about, when you're signing a contract, I would really under promise and over deliver, because your client, if you sign on a full day, they're going to always want more. So just keep that in mind. Initiate is when you're starting something new, a book project, a campaign, you're starting with a new team or something of that sort. That's where you use an initiate day. Open is for opportunities. Receive is great for sending out your invoicing for to receive money. Remove are one of my favorite days. And actually I have a couple of times a year remove day, what I call virtual remove day retreats, where we're actually getting rid of things that no longer serve us, because when we have so much everything kind of clogging up the systems, then unfortunately we are not able to move forward. So we remove things to make space. A risk reward is looking at how to, you know that there's a bit of a risk. So big risk, big reward. So this is kind of like, I like to use it to just kind of reach out to people. Like, what do you have? Like I'm really going to take a risk and reach out to maybe a big influencer or something like that. Stable is pretty self-explanatory. Like you want to start something on a very, very stable foundation and stability and long lasting. So this is for a very long-term goal or a long-term business. This would not be like a JV partnership, although you could use it for that, but it's very stable, right? Now, success days are the number one. If you are going to do launches throughout your year coming up, this would be the first place I would go to plan out your year. And what I mean by that is, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to choose all of the favorable days. Otherwise, it's just going to give me all of the days, which is fine. But if I'm going to be doing a launch, I only want to do them on favorable days. And here is also a good distinction, though. You may want to run the challenging ones as well, because it's not just choosing a good date, it's also avoiding the pitfalls of a challenging one. So we're going to choose favorable. We're going to hit search. And we just only have a few months here, but you can start seeing where, oh, wow, there's quite a, well, we ran it through March just so it'd be quicker to load for you. But here's one I want to point out to you, though. This is a new color that you might not have seen yet. And really what this means is something's going to happen very, very quickly. So when I was talking about the unfavorable days, there are three types of green days. There's fair, favorable, and excellent. So look at this day, how beautiful it is for this person, loaded with icons, loaded with stars. It's an excellent success day, and we're going to get quick action for the results that we want. So we click on that day and we have to find a good time. So here is the best time of the day for this person is 11 to 1. And I'm telling you, and Alice can confirm this, we'll like bundle up like emails or phone calls that we're going to do. And that's the block that we're going to do that. And the rest of the day, we're doing follow-up where it's not that we're not taking calls, but those are pinpointing that at 11 o'clock on that day, this person can just hit send, 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 because they're already pre-written. So you can sit back and just watch the reaction that you get from that. Okay. All right. There's a couple of other things that you can do with the Time Blazer. You can load it into your iCal or your Google Calendar. Now, I have to be really honest with you. It does not show up like this because Google, as of yet, has not bought into the Time Blazer format. So it's going to look a little bit different in your Google and iCal than it does here. But the information that would show up, for example, is actually, let's see, let's go back to January. What's going to show up on your on that day is all this information. The stars, the icons will show up, what type of day, and the positive and negative influences. That's where we're at right now. But I'm telling you, we've come a long way since we first started. So I'm pretty proud of that piece. And then the next piece you can do is you could either print out the entire year, or you can print out individual months. And when you do that, it actually, well, let me just show you what January looks like so we can print it all out. If you want to do it as a printed file, which I actually do because I'm still kind of old school, even though I do use the app, because we do have an app for this now that's in beta. But basically, really what this does now is it gives you all the month and the days, as you can see, okay? All right. So, and then this is one thing that I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second. I actually have printed out, my ring light is is reflecting off of that, but let's see if I can get back. But basically what I do, I refer to this constantly. So I have it in this form and then 8.5 by 11 that I print out and just put with my Time Blazer. But can you imagine being able to plan out your entire year with this system that will really ramp up your potential of getting visibility, getting better and higher paying clients, because you are in the flow with the timing of the day. So it's all, again, based on the 5 elements. It's based on yin and yang, and it's based on your astrology chart. So everyone's going to look different, with the exception of those baseline things that we were talking about before. Okay. All right. Let me get back to our presentation. Okay. So let me just do one thing here. Okay, so Alice, are there any comments or questions right now? Oh, I can't hear her, so I will just move forward.
Sorry, I had to toggle between a couple screens.
That's okay.
We don't have questions, but we have a couple comments. Let's see, Mary Nipple says, hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Mary, how are you? We did a book launch together a couple of years back. Thanks for tuning in today, Mary.
And then Denicia says, sitting with my results for launches in Q1 today. I like importing the iCal for the snapshots too.
Yeah, good, awesome. So what we would love for you to do is, if you are ready for this breakthrough year, we are so excited to share this with you. You can get a free 30-day trial. And like I said, just take it bit by bit. I know this is a lot of information, and I don't expect, I think I mentioned this yesterday, that I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I don't expect you to learn this overnight. I don't expect you to understand everything that I told you. That's why I'm doing this challenge, to help you through step by step. So what I would really encourage you to do is go ahead, if you're interested in the Time Blazer piece of it, which I hope you are, because this is a holistic system that I'm presenting to you of person, space, time, universe. And so we're going to get to the universal intelligent piece tomorrow, but today we were, doing the Time Blazer piece. So if you are interested, you can go to free 30-time trial, and there's no credit card required, and we're going to switch that. So you want to go, we just opened it up for everybody to go ahead and take advantage of this. And that way you can make the most time and use of your productivity. So it's really important that you do that. Okay, so this is also leading up to our annual event. If you have bought the book, we are, again, so grateful. And but you're going to learn, we're going to go into a 2-day full immersion into all of the topics that I talked about over the last couple of days. And right now, if you go to bit.ly /metal ox, excuse me, you have to put in the promo code book, lowercase book, and you will receive a discount. If you go right to bit.ly without putting in book, you're going to be paying a little bit more. So I just wanted to point this out, that when you're on the Eventbrite page, which is the platform that we use for getting our tickets, what I want you to look at is right here where it says enter promo code. And click that, and then you put in BOOK lowercase, and that will give you the ticket for $60. So that's something I wanted to share with you as well. And I also wanted to share, thank you for all of you who have purchased the book. I am more than overwhelmed and excited and humbly honored that I made #1 of the new releases in Feng Shui today on our official book launch day. So if you haven't bought the book yet, please continue to help me raise the numbers there. And we are raising the price of this soon. So it might be tomorrow or Wednesday morning. I'm not sure when we're actually going to be raising the price on the book. So the Kindle version is no longer going to be $1.99. So you want to grab it right now if you are interested in these topics. And please share this link. I would be so honored if you would help me out for this book launch today. And if you have purchased the book, we would really appreciate, and that does help us as well. And we are here to serve, but we are really asking a huge favor in return. So if you could go write a review for the book on Amazon, directly on Amazon, I'd be so grateful. So we really would appreciate that. A little bit of ask on from us to you. Okay. All right. Well, that's what I have for you today. I did have a question though. Someone wanted me to talk a little bit more about the. Actually, I'm going to go back a slide. Can I go back a slide? Let me go back to here, I guess, to make sure you got that code and all of that. Someone asked me, what am I going to be doing at the annual event? So the 2 days are laid out kind of like the book, if you will, because what I start with in the beginning of the day, I'm going to talk about world trends and how the metal rat is going to treat the globe. And then I'm going to talk about the elements, and I'm going to talk about all 12 animals. And I really encourage you to run charts of every single person that you come in contact with, that it will help you understand them so much better. And you can even tell by my cover this year that was done by Kelly Kazanega, my graphic designer. It's a year where, yes, an ox is a very strong workhorse, or work animal, not a horse. An ox is a very strong animal that's used to work and hard work, but it's got this sort of diamond sort of necklace or garland around their neck, which means it's going to be a little bit of a drama. So we know we're going into that into the next year, but this is exactly why I'm doing not only my event, but this book and this 5-day challenge is to help you steer in a direction that will be beneficial to you versus diving right into a wall at 100 miles an hour. So I really want to help people navigate through the year. And then what we do after I go through the elements and the animals, we are going to set your 2021 goals based on the energy that's available to you. So how amazing is that, right? Then we'll talk about the Feng Shui, and the Feng Shui piece of it, or I'm going to say the space. It's in the book, but we're going to go a little bit deeper on how to apply the dials over your floor plan. So I'll be using a sample floor plan of someone who is one of my clients, and every year that someone gets chosen to be the sample plan, so they actually get their feng shui done, which is $5,000 plus value. But basically, we're going to be doing feng shui, which I talked about yesterday, so you may want to have a peek on that. I'm going to go over the flying star, which is more the numerology of the year, if you will, and then the universal gateway for the year spatially. So there's several different applications for universal gateway, but it really is tapping into the universal intelligence, the spiritual side of, but really it is this highest power. I'm really excited to introduce that to you. And then we're just going to roll that into day 2, where we're going to talk more about the time blazer, of course, but I'm going to be giving you specific days for you to trigger the energy. So in other words, we're going to be talking about how to do a feng shui activation. And a feng shui activation really is like acupuncture for your space. So if you've had acupuncture done before, you know that the acupuncturist will put a needle in whatever part of your body to get the energy flowing, so you come to a very balanced and state of wellness in your body, because you've had different things that are happening in your body, right? So we want to bring that into balance and back to vitality. That's what we're doing with a feng shui activation. So I'll tell you how to do that at my annual event as well as giving you good dates to trigger the energy. And then we'll kind of wrap things up by doing a really nice universal gateway meditation to integrate all of the pieces that you've learned. But here's the thing, you guys, I really want you to look at this book, whether you come to my event or not. I want you to look at the book as a annual playbook. Or if you come to my event and have the book as well, that's going to give you that much more to take into this next year. But I will be coming on, and I'll tell you more about that on Wednesday, but I'm going to come on once a month to tell you, to keep you engaged. Because the thing that and I'm guilty of this too, you guys, I'm not anyone special when it comes to that, but there have been courses over the course of my life where I take them, I get very excited about them, I go home, and then life takes over. Well, what I want you to do instead is stay fully engaged with it throughout the year, because if you kind of set it and forget it, yeah, you could do that. And if you do the feng shui setup properly and all the other things that I suggest at my annual event, but you know what? There's going to be times where there's going to be ebb and flow in your own chart. So that's why I want to help lift you up throughout the entire year. So once a month, we're going to be engaging as well. So we'll talk more about that on Wednesday, because like I said, I've got a super secret surprise bonus for you. So you have to show up for on Wednesday to get that. So, and I think that's all we have for today. Again, I'm really excited that we are here sharing this time together. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock again, where we'll be doing the Universal Gateway. And I think the bonuses are heading your way and all of that. So we will see you tomorrow. So thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks.